The film opens with Mike, a professional thief, getting ready in his apartment. He suits up, grabs his gun and heads out. He drives to a location and waits in his car, watching his target. At a jewelry store, the owner hands paperwork to two insurance officers who are there to pick up a diamond delivery. Once they receive the diamonds, they leave. On the road, they come across a car stopped in the middle of the street. Mike, now wearing a mask, steps out and holds one of the officers at gunpoint. He forces the officer to give him the safe code, takes the diamonds, locks the officer in the trunk, and calmly drives off. He parks the getaway car in a lot, covers it with a tarp, switches to another car, and returns home. The next day, Denny Daniels, an insurance agent, visits the home of a wealthy man named Chad to pitch coverage for his valuable paintings. While there, she meets Chad's daughter, Jade, who introduces her fiancé, Eva Adam, and mentions that they're getting married soon. Seeing an opportunity, Denny immediately starts pitching wedding insurance as well. Across town, Detective Mark and his team review the details of the diamond heist. They discover fake diamonds were left at the scene. Mark realizes the thief had precise knowledge of the officer's delivery schedule, disabled all the cameras along the route, and carried out the robbery flawlessly. It's clear to him that this isn't an ordinary criminal. Back at the office, Denny's colleague Sims asks about the deal with Chad. She says it's progressing, then brings up her long overdue promotion to their boss, Larry, who brushes her off once again. That night, Mike meets his supplier, Nick, who provides him with whatever he needs for his jobs. Mike explains that the last heist didn't go perfectly, a bullet grazed him and it shook him up. He had been planning another diamond store robbery but decides to hold off. Instead, he wants to go after something much bigger. Nick agrees. But behind Mike's back, Nick meets with a small-time thief named Barry. He shares Mike's entire plan and tells Barry to pull off the robbery himself. He also asks Barry to keep an eye on Mike while he's out. One night, a woman named Maya accidentally rear-ends Mike's car. He finds her attractive. They exchange insurance information and end up swapping numbers too, clearly interested in each other. The next day, Mark visits Denny to discuss the diamond heist insurance claim. Denny doesn't want the company paying out without a thorough investigation. She believes most thefts involve someone on the inside and pushes for polygraph tests on the shop owners before any settlement. Mark thinks it's extreme but is impressed by how sharp she is. Later, Mark reviews thousands of past theft cases and maps out a pattern. The thief always operates near Highway 1001, times each robbery perfectly, has prior knowledge of the diamond shipments, and has never seriously harmed anyone, only using a gun to intimidate. Meanwhile, Barry carries out his version of the robbery. Unlike Mike, he brutally beats the officer delivering the diamonds, storms into the store, assaults the staff, shoves diamond necklaces and gold into a bag, and walks out. That night, Mike and Maya go on a date. They enjoy each other's company but avoid talking about what they do for a living. Afterward, they part ways. Soon after, Mike learns that the robbery he had planned was pulled off by someone else at the exact location. He immediately suspects Nick. Mike confronts Nick, who shrugs it off, saying Mike wasn't going to do it anyway. Mike tells him it's not about the robbery, it's about trust. If Nick ever goes behind his back again, they're done. Nick fires back, claiming Mike is nothing without him. Mike walks away and cuts ties for good. The next day, Nick meets Barry again and gives him details about Mike and his hacker, Devin. He tells Barry to keep watching them, since Mike is bound to go after a major score soon. Barry agrees. He begins tailing Devin and eventually spots Mike outside a restaurant. Inside, Devin hands Mike Denny's full daily schedule, which Mike accepts with satisfaction. A couple of days later, Mike watches Denny at a restaurant, planning to recruit her as an inside contact for a major heist. They happen to meet at the valet stand. Mike strikes up a conversation about cars, something he's clearly passionate about. Denny is impressed. After a short exchange, he leaves, having planted the idea. That night, Maya comes over to Mike's place. They spend time together, dancing and talking as their relationship begins to grow. Later, when Mike steps outside, he spots Barry lurking nearby and realizes he's being tracked. He checks his car and finds a tracking device underneath it. Within 2 days, he packs up and moves to a new apartment. Around the same time, Barry tracks down Devin and tries to force information out of him about Mike. Meanwhile, Mark is driving through the city when he spots Mike's old getaway car parked along Highway 1001 with cracked mirrors, confirming it was used in the heist. That evening, Denny attends an art show, trying to sell insurance to Chad and Eva for new paintings. Mike shows up. Denny approaches him, and they start talking. Mike is genuinely fascinated by the artwork, and by how Denny handles people. He invites her to dinner. Over the meal, he comes clean about who he is, a thief who targets high-value items. Using insurance company information, he gains precise access to what's worth stealing. He points out that Denny has spent 11 years at the same company. She's clearly the best at what she does, yet she still hasn't been made partner. She deserves more, and he can help her get it. Denny firmly refuses to be part of anything illegal. Mike calmly tells her that if she ever changes her mind, she should post a picture of her feet on Instagram and he'll reach out. On his way out, Mike notices Barry still tailing Denny. He follows Barry, rams his car, and corners him inside a nearby supermarket. Pressing a gun to him, Mike makes it clear, if Barry follows either of them again, he'll hunt him down. Shaken, Barry backs off. The next day, Mark and his team respond to a reported theft. They chase a fleeing suspect and one of the officers shoots him, only to reveal he's an unarmed teenage boy. Afterward, the officer quietly plants a gun next to the body to justify the shooting. Mark is furious. When the case goes to a superior, Mark is told to fall in line and support the self-defense story. Reluctantly, he agrees. As a result of the incident, the team is placed on a 3-month leave. Back at the office, a colleague named Mia announces that she's secured the insurance for Chad's wedding. She also reveals that Chad plans to gift $5.5 million worth of diamonds to his wedding guests. A diamond agent will deliver the stones to the venue and collect $5.5 million in cash in return, all off the books to avoid taxes. Larry is thrilled about the size of the deal. Later, he speaks with Denny and once again tells her that her promotion will have to wait until next year because the company is supposedly in a difficult position. Denny points out that the company is turning a solid profit, that Larry may partner in 5 years while she's been there for 11, and that if she doesn't get promoted, she'll take her entire client list and walk out. Larry coldly tells her to do whatever she wants. Furious, Denny storms out. Meanwhile, Mark has been running DNA from a strand of hair found in Mike's abandoned car. The name that comes back is Jason Vicks, but the last record tied to that identity is from when he was 8 years old. After that, the trail goes completely cold. Frustrated and out of options, Denny makes her move. She posts a photo of her feet on Instagram. Mike sees it and smiles. He contacts her and lays out the full plan. The diamond agent will arrive at Chad's wedding carrying $5.5 million in diamonds and will collect $5.5 million in cash. If Mike takes both at once, the total haul will be $11 million. Denny demands $3 million as her cut. Mike agrees immediately, but he needs the complete insurance file and full details on the security guard escorting the diamond agent. That night, Mike gets a call from the orphanage where he grew up. His former guardian tells him a detective came asking about someone named Jason. Mark gets on the phone and says he wants to meet face-to-face. Mike hangs up without saying a word. 2 days later, Mike travels to Antwerp and carefully scouts the wedding venue, mapping out every detail of the heist. One evening, Denny stays late at the office after everyone else has left. She pulls the security guard's file and sends it to Mike. When she gets home, Barry is waiting inside. He grabs her and forces her to reveal everything she and Mike have planned. Terrified for her life, Denny gives him the entire plan. The next morning, she goes straight to Mark and confesses. Mark tells her that if he acts on this officially, she'll be the first one arrested. She knowingly assisted 2 criminals. He tells her to stay quiet and let him handle it, but he needs everything she knows about Mike. Days later, Mark revisits the evidence from the first robbery and quietly pockets the fake diamonds left at the scene, already forming a plan of his own. Meanwhile, Maya pushes Mike to finally tell her the truth about who he is, where he came from and why he keeps everything hidden. Mike refuses. Tired of being shut out, Maya breaks up with him and walks away. The day of the heist arrives. Mike drives to the Antwerp airport parking lot and intercepts the diamond agent, threatening his family and forcing him to cooperate. Mark, however, has already introduced himself to the real agent and filled him in on the situation. Afterward, Mark leaves the airport himself, posing as the diamond agent. The security guard, now under Mike's control, brings Mark straight to Mike's car. The 2 men drive toward the wedding venue, making small talk. Mark mentions that he's always loved cars but grew up too poor to ever afford a decent one. Mike listens quietly. They arrive at the hotel and head up to the penthouse, where Chad and Eva are waiting. Mike suddenly pulls a gun on all 3 and demands the cash and diamonds. Eva hands over a bag of cash. Mark opens the safe, but instead of diamonds, there's a gun inside. He grabs it and turns it on Mike. At that exact moment, Barry bursts into the room. He pieced together the plan from what he forced out of Denny and has been waiting for this opportunity. Now he holds everyone at gunpoint, threatening to kill them all. He shoots and wounds Chad, making it clear he intends to take everything and leave no witnesses. Mark quickly realizes Mike was never planning to hurt anyone. As Barry turns his gun toward Mark, Mike shoots Barry dead. Mark tells Mike to drop everything and walk away quietly. He'll pin the entire case on Barry, label him as the Highway 1001 thief, and close the file for good. Mike drops the diamonds and cash and slips out. Wounded and furious, Chad threatens to tell authorities the truth. Mark calmly explains that doing so would expose the undeclared $5.5 million cash deal. The diamonds would be seized, and Chad would face serious charges for tax evasion. His best option is to stick to Mark's version of events. Eva convinces Chad to go along with it. The case is officially closed with Barry named as the culprit. Driving out of the city, Mike makes a quiet decision. After coming so close to death, he's done. This was his last job. 4 days later, with the investigation concluded, Mark returns to the evidence room. He swaps the real diamonds with the fake ones he had taken earlier and walks away with the genuine stones. He later finds Denny and gives the diamonds to her, a quiet acknowledgement of everything she endured because of this mess. Denny thanks him, then shows him a message from Mike pointing to a specific address. Mark drives there and finds a brand new car waiting for him, a silent thank you from Mike for letting him walk free. Across town, Maya is at her office when she receives a letter. Inside is an old childhood photo of Mike, showing he grew up in foster care with nothing, along with a simple, honest note asking for one more chance. Maya reads it and smiles. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this channel. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe and support the journey. See you in the next one.